Want to know the number one way to transform your life? It is as simple as the power to pivot and two very small but powerful words: choose again. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Miles. I'm an author and the founder of March 4th Media Company, and I believe in the power to pivot. A few years ago, I was hiking a mountain, literally paralyzed with fear. I was so scared of falling and getting hurt, or even worse. And I let that fear define my entire experience that day. I remember trying to hold on for dear life to the side of the trees. I was gripping the branches with all my might, hoping they would catch me. I was worried about other people and what they would think of me as I was hiking this mountain. And I kept saying things to myself like, I'm too overweight to do this. I can't do this. People are going to laugh at me. And I remember at one point, the climb got very steep. Instead of walking upright and in a natural position, I was bent over, and I was told it was called tripoding. So I was completely bent over, like tripoding my way up the portion of the path. I didn't want to look at the road ahead. Eventually, this experience gave me a moment of clarity. I realized that there was nobody else there to laugh at me. And while I didn't necessarily want to be there, I was, in fact, hiking the mountain. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. So why was I not enjoying it? And I heard a voice that said, "This is where you pivot." And I realized in that moment that I was the one allowing the fear to control my mind. I also realized I could do something completely different. I could choose again. I could choose what I focused on. Instead of letting my thoughts control the situation, I decided that I would focus on the sunshine, enjoying the warmth, listening to the sound of the waterfall that was up ahead. I could sing, I could laugh. That gave me such a sense of relaxation that while I was still afraid, I could dance with the fear a little bit and embrace it while also still doing what I needed to do to get myself off the mountain. So eventually I did make it back. Here I am. Yay. So when I made it back down from the hike, I recognized what I had just done and I gave myself a minute. I was exhausted, but I was also proud. And I let myself sink into that feeling of being proud of what I just did. And I wondered if there were other ways that I could use this in my life. And there is. So if you are struggling in any situation, it does not have to be hiking a mountain like I was, but think about where you are in your life right now. If you feel stuck and that you're struggling, I encourage you to stop, to pause, to take a step back, give yourself a minute to breathe, and ask yourself two things. What is it about this situation that makes me feel like I'm struggling? And number two, how can I choose to see this differently? They're simple questions, but they're powerful. And the minute you let yourself sort of sink into a new feeling, a new energy about it, you're going to get yourself in a different direction. Which leads me to the second solution, right? Number two is give yourself permission to make a different choice. We get so caught up in doing things one way. And in some ways, there's comfort in that chaos, even though we know that that chaos feels like crap. We know what to expect, it's predictable. Give yourself permission to take a step in a different direction. You don't need to wait for anyone's permission to take charge of your life. That is a mistake that I made for so long. I was waiting for permission for someone to tell me to take the next step. You don't have to wait for someone to tell you that it is okay for you to be happy. You don't have to wait for someone to tell you to go after the things that you want in your life. It is your life. You get to choose. How do you want to feel? How do you want to wake up every day? What do you want to experience? Give yourself permission to choose again. And number three, Surround yourself with people who support you. When you need a boost, they're going to be there to help celebrate you. I was with one other person on that mountain that day. And this was still at a time when I was in a very toxic and abusive relationship. I did not feel safe with the person that I was with, which also contributed to how I was reacting to the situation. Surround yourself with people who can support you. There's that saying that you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and there's validity to that. Think about the people that you are with. Are they aligned with you and where you want to go? Do they support your message, your mission, or do they try to tell you that you're wrong? Find the people who will help you get where you want to go. Remember, you are never stuck. You are never lost, and you are never, ever alone. At any given moment, you can use your power to pivot, make a new choice, and start again. And if you'd like to hear more about that day on the mountain and the power to pivot, click the link below for a free chapter of my book. This is where you pivot, the shift from fear to freedom. And if you know someone who needs this message, please don't forget to like, tag, comment, and share so that we help spread the power to pivot with the world. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on how you can share and enjoy and embrace the power to pivot in your life.